Okay, how do you go from this to this? Welcome to FreckleBack Farms. Come join us in our kitchen and we'll show you how.
So the boss here says I need 6.5 cups of chopped apricots. If I chopped them really fine, I could go less, but the truth is, once you cook these down, it's not very chunky anymore. So what you got going there?
Okay, here we go. Here are our wonderful cut up apricots. They go in first. I'm going to put half a teaspoon of butter because it prevents the foaming while cooking, and it really does work.
Plus butter always tastes better, right?
That's true. We're going to mix in a 1/4 cup of the measured sugar with a package of our pectin Sherjo. And last but not least, we are putting in 2 tablespoons of our lemon juice.
Now, could you comment on, could you comment on the amount of sugar you put in compared to what a lot of your recipes call for?
That is a good question. A lot of recipes, this one in particular calls for 4.5 cups of sugar. That way too sweet. I cut it back to 2 cups, sometimes 2.25. This batch we're doing it with 2.25. We'll taste it when we're done, and if it's right on, then we'll keep with that measurement. If it's too sweet, then I'll even cut it back to just 2 cups of sugar, because we really like the full fruit flavor and not the over sweet flavor. So that's what has worked for us in the past. Okay, so here we go. We are going to just start mixing this. I kind of have it on medium heat, and what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to bring this mixture to a roaring boil, which is really a boil that doesn't stop bubbling even when you're not stirring. So that's our first step in making the jam.
Looks like we're about, what, 5 minutes into cooking here?
That's right.
So how long generally does it take, would you say, with the heat on and stirring it till it's ready to jar?
Oh, I think that can range anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes.
So it's a labor of love. You have to stand here and stir the whole time, correct?
You sure do. It's good to have a stool to sit on if you'd like. And yeah, it is indeed a labor of love, but it's so worth it. Okay, the bubbling has commenced. As you will see, when I stop stirring, the bubbles are going. So what I'm waiting for now is that when I'm stirring, it will still be bubbling. That is when we will stir in the remaining sugar, bring it back to a boil, and then it will be ready to be put into jars. Now at a roiling boil, which means that it's still bubbling as I stir. See all the little bubbles? Now we are going to stir in the remaining sugar. Here we go. And it's really neat as this happens because it turns into this vibrant color as the sugar is stirred in. It just, it becomes like gem-like, the color. It's gorgeous. You can see it changing as you stir. So we are now wanting to get this all mixed in and bring it back to a boil. And then at that point you cook it for 1 minute, and then it is ready to go into the jars. The jam they've been in a pot being sterilized, so here we go. Okay, here goes the jam into the jars. We fill it up pretty close. You want to give a little bit of airspace, but you want it full enough too. This is a good amount as far as filling it. And now we're going to put the lids on and tighten the bands up. Okay, it's important that you take a damp paper towel and wipe around the rim of the jar just in case any jam spilt over. You want it nice and clean to put the cap and band on. This tool is a must in jam making. It prevents burnt fingers.
How does it work?
It's magnetic. So this little magnet picks up the lid, and I always go face down in the hot water, otherwise you're having to flip them over. Now you want to take the band and do a nice, tight, snug turn on it.
And then what do you do with that now that it's right there?
Now we will be putting this back into a hot water bath that we do for 10 minutes. I gotta say, I absolutely love our sink. We do everything from making jam to salsa to bathing our grandbabies in this sink. The size of it is just wonderful. I love having a full open sink and a dish draining area. I love our faucet. It's kind of tall enough that you can pull it out and spray at different angles. Just love this sink.
Please send us a free one.
The jam are in their bath water. It is now boiling, so now I am going to set the timer for 10 minutes. There we go, and once the timer goes off, then we will lift them out and cool them over here on a dish towel. Okay, here we go to turn the heat off, and it is time to bring out these beauties. It's always good to kind of get the hot water off the lids as you bring it over to cool. Oh, look at the color. This is our first batch of the year. And it's always fun as you bring it out now and then you wait for that popping sound, which indicates that the lid is sealing. This is our second batch, and we did half pints. So we know now that in the 2 recipes we have done, you can either get 3 pints or 6 half pints.